It's truly an honor to join with you today because today is a special day. It is in fact a remarkable day as we meet to honor an extraordinary and select group of people. As veterans of foreign wars and members of an organization whose primary mission is to serve and care for those who have served, we understand that Veterans Day is a day of deep significance, of opportunity. It is a day we recognize and honor the millions of men and women who answered when their nation called. All of the soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, and Coast Guardsmen who have selflessly gone whenever and wherever they were called. Originally created in recognition of the end of World War I, the first Veterans Day was observed on November 11, 1921 at Arlington National Cemetery and was marked by the burial of the unknown soldier from World War I. More than 100 years later, we still gather on Veterans Day to reflect on those who have fought to preserve the freedoms every American enjoys and the thousands of men and women in our military who are still taking up arms against the enemies of our way of life. Veterans Day continues to be a day of reflection. It is a day when all Americans should take time to consider the legacy of freedom and liberty that has been passed to us. It is a day to think about the awesome responsibility that is ours and what it takes to maintain this land of free, this home of the brave. It is a day to remember the generations of patriots who have bravely shouldered the burden for many. They serve because they know it is necessary for the greater good. Now, more than ever, it's important that we take time to thank the men and women who selflessly sacrifice to serve in our armed forces. To those of us who have worn or continue to wear the uniform of our great country, and to our family members who stand just as strong at home, there is no doubt that Veterans Day brings with it a meaningful significance. To every American veteran, Veterans Day means much more than just a federal holiday. It is on this day when we honor the contributions and sacrifices of the more than 19.5 million veterans and service members who have proudly served our country and all those who paid the ultimate sacrifice in the name of liberty and justice. Every generation of American undoubtedly owes a debt of gratitude to these brave patriots. We must do everything we can do to make sure the men and women who serve in today and tomorrow's military receive what they need to accomplish their mission of safeguarding America's interest. There's a common bond that exists between the men and women who have shared the military experience. There exists a shared sense of duty and a common belief in a cause higher than self. Our nation's veterans chose to serve, and by doing so, assumed all the risks associated with maintaining freedom. There also exists a shared intensity of dedication to the idea of freedom and to the ideals of democracy. There is an understanding and respect for each other because each realizes that they have contributed to the greater good, and there is an understanding and shared knowledge in the value of deeds. They understand the true essence of America. Freedom and liberty are the birthright of every American, but we've had to fight for it. Maintaining the strength of the American ideal requires courage and constant vigilance. It requires great love for the American way of life. Without that love, the dedication of spirit, and without the sacrifice of our veterans, tyrants and evil would prevail. Throughout our history and amongst our veterans, there is but one truth and one absolute: America will stand. If I could make any demand today, I would demand my fellow citizens grant our keepers of peace and protectors of our freedoms, our veterans, with the care and respect they so richly and rightfully deserve. Those of us who care to honor America's heroes gather because we are honoring our sons and daughters, our mothers and fathers, and our brothers and sisters who are serving on behalf of everyone in our great country, just like the generations of American patriots did before them. For every single man and woman who has donned a U.S. military uniform by virtue of their service and sacrifice, today is their day to stand tall and be recognized by a grateful nation. Today and every day, we must take the opportunity to keep alive the memories, sacrifices, and accomplishments of our nation's veterans. And we must embrace every occasion to educate future generations, the public, and elected officials on the accomplishments, importance, and the needs of our nation's veterans. I hope as we leave here today, each of us will be motivated and inspired by the deeds and accomplishments of patriots past and present. I hope this motivation will lead us into a brighter future armed with a renewed sense of patriotism and purpose. We must remain committed to a stronger nation and to our veterans, for it is our veterans who have sacrificed and paid the highest price for all of us.